Testing, hot outbound count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you ready?
I'm all ready.
You on here? Come on, let's go inside and get started.
Dusty out in that hall?
Hey, get a load of butts over there.
Oh, would I like to melt you just once. Dusty out in that hall?
What's my temperature, Norton? 111. Oh, come on, let's get moving. Isn't there any lawn here?
Yeah, about 300 pounds.
A 20% percentage.
And now, who is our next guest, please? Herb, here's our next guest.
Ed Norton. Ha ha! What's this?
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time. With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you Dick Prescotts of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
Well, perhaps I shouldn't say this, but don't you think your wives are worth a lot of trouble? Don't they go to a lot of trouble for you? Don't they cook and sew and darn and clean for you? Perhaps I look at things a little differently. After all, I haven't been able to find the right girl like you fellas have.
Darn. And darn.
Like who darns anymore? Like people are like, what the
thought
heck is he talking about darn?
I thought he's saying iron.
No, darn. Darning a sock. You darn a sock.
Oh.
They used to actually fix socks in those days.
Oh, okay.
We don't do that anymore.
Yeah. We
You
just
go hole
buy
in your
them.
sock,
Yeah,
you throw it out.
you buy them, yeah. Well, except for you're a guy. We don't throw our socks out.
No, you just-
All right. The only podcast
just
all
wear
about the
undarned socks.
greatest show of all time. We record at the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, also known as Clifton, New Jersey.
Yes.
Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review because we read them, and we got 2 today.
Yep.
Our home base, if you just want to listen to it, and you got friends that don't do the podcast thing and they want to go on the internet, go to non-productive.com/honeymooners to listen. And don't forget to like our Honeymooners podcast Facebook page. And if you would like, you could follow us on Twitter at Honeymooner1. And don't forget, if you want, you can, you can support us through our Patreon. You know, if maybe you want to help us out a little bit. And
I suppose I can put you down for the usual buck.
you know what I'm saying? Just to help us out a little bit, put down the usual buck. And if you want to leave us a voicemail, call 240-442-2635. And we have a very funny voicemail
today. Yeah.
Yes.
I even heard it.
And we're gonna be getting a new email address,
Yeah.
so we can both go on it. But for now,
Yeah, but for now we're going to still use bangzoom1956 @gmail.
yeah,
That's actually one of my personal.
yeah.
We've
so
been using it, so Joe can't.
And it was cute when we first started. When you get one email a week,
Yeah. And then
now it just gets bombarded by these lunatics.
So the thing is, I gotta open. I never do this. I have to open them and I gotta forward it on to Joe because it's my personal email, so I can't give him my password. So
Right.
we're gonna get one where we could both go.
We can
into.
both look,
Yeah.
and we might go with like Honeymooners podcast or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
so-
simple like that.
And don't forget. That's it. What's going on, Lou?
Joe, number 88.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got a lot of 88s.
Okay.
So I'm going to name a couple of them.
Okay.
Tony Gonzalez,
Very nice.
John Mackey,
Oh, John
Lynn Swan,
Lynn Swan.
Alan Page, and a couple of Cowboys that we won't mention. So that's why I'm going to just leave it there. I mean, you can plug in whoever you want.
Altoon.
Altoon, yeah. I like Altoon.
Yeah.
I actually did like Altoon.
I liked Altoon.
My favorite of these, John Mackey.
John Mackey, he was a Colt?
He was a Colt, tight end.
Didn't he play both? He played
I don't know if he played both, but he was. I remember he was one of them tight ends where he was just like carry guys on his back.
Was
You know, for the time. Now this is for the
right,
time.
yeah.
So
he probably is like a linebacker now or something.
And he's just carry guys on his back. It was like one of them old Japanese Starman movies where they all jump on Starman's back.
Right.
If you remember Starman.
I remember seeing him Just like it was almost like him and Ditka were a lot alike. They would just bulldoze people.
Well, Dick isn't that weak. He's 89.
Oh, okay.
So hold off for that.
Hey, hold
We
on.
don't want to jump the gun here.
I'm all right now.
I'm
but
all right now,
last
but
last week I was in rough shape. Rough shape. It's my favorite thing Rodney says. I love Rodney Dangerfield, but I just loved, and he did a zillion great jokes, but I just loved how he's like, I'm all right now, but last week I was in rough shape.
Think about it, like nothing brought it on. It's just like, I'm all right now. Like, let me ask you, how are you? No, you didn't have to ask him how are you. Just said it.
I let him know.
I'm all right now.
I'm all right now, but last week I was in rough shape. Apparently, you always catch Rodney a week after he was in rough shape.
Oh my God. Nothing like Rodney.
Yeah.
Nothing like Rodney.
The best. So 88. And we just fit. This is basically our first show of the new year.
Yeah,
in
real,
a sense.
Yeah, a real first regular show. Yeah,
absolutely.
The last week's show was irregular. So.
yes, irregular. Got a lot of good feedback on the best of.
Yeah, we did.
You know,
yeah,
it was almost 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Not one complaint that it was, too long.
Not one.
Yes. So we have a great show. But first of all, before we get started, we want to mention our fantastic, stupendous, colossal sponsor. And that is Silk City Hot Sauce. Yeah. So what you do is you go to silkcityhotsauce.com. Go and look through and check out some of their great and very healthy. Yeah, hot sauce is very healthy. Mm-hmm. So, for some reason, if you're feeling...
I've been putting on a little weight lately.
Then you don't have to worry about it, okay?
All natural.
You just get that hot sauce and you just...
There you are, roll that around your mouth.
It's amazing hot sauce. It is...
It's the most delicious you've ever tasted in your life.
In your life.
In your life. In your life.
So what you do is you go to Silk City Hot Sauce and you purchase some great hot sauce, and then when you go to the checkout counter, you go to the top right-hand corner, the little coupon code, and you put
RX
in the coupon code. All right? And that will give you...
free bottle of cherry sriracha.
Screw that one up.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah, we screwed up him screwing up. Yeah, we're doing good at screwing up somebody screwing up. So.
Cliff Hall's making fun of us.
From the great beyond, he's laughing at us because we were kind of rough on Cliff Hall. Yeah. But listen, we have a good show.
Oh, I forgot to do the percentage.
Oh, that's right. And if you go there and you put RX in the coupon code, you get a 15% percentage off of your order, and you also get the free bottle of cherry sriracha. Okay. So first, we want to just real quick. We have 2 new reviews, little things on iTunes, and we just wanted to read them because they were good. Two people just sent one. Yankee fan 3123Z. Louis will let that slide.
Turn my headphones off. Yeah. I'm gonna put them back on there.
This is he just did it like a week ago. Just found you guys and gave us 5 stars. I just found this about a month ago. Loved it so much. Binged every episode in 3 weeks. I mean, it's just that's madness. Wow. It's absolute madness. So funny. Thank you. Keep it up. I thought only my family know and quoted the Honeymooners all the time. I'm sure you've seen it, but if you start to ever decide to dive headfirst into some lost episodes, my family's favorite is Ralph's Sweet Tooth. How sweet it is. And we have delved into it. Mm-hmm. We're eventually going to start incorporating some of the lost episodes, or at least some clips from the lost episodes. We think we're going to incorporate them with
we are. We are. We're going to try.
Thank you. Welcome aboard. We appreciate it, Yankee fan 31 through the you know what I mean. Yeah. All right. And now we have another one from Queens, 1964. New listener. 5 stars. These guys. I have wet my pants 10 times in 20 minutes. Excellent job by Joe and Louie. I don't go through one day without using at least 5 lines from the Honeymooners. If you said I bribe a dus in Siberia, everyone would know it. As a gift, a lifelong friend gave me a 78 record of Swanee River as written by Ed Norton. Greatest question ever said. See, I'm not sure about this. He says, as written by Ed Norton, greatest question ever said. What's my temperature, Norton? And then he said Harvey was a funny name. So I'm not sure what he meant by that. But thank you for making me laugh out loud 50 times. Thank you, Queens 1964.
Queen 64.
We definitely appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Tell your friends about the show. And it is time for us to get going. Okay. Before we do what we've been doing for a while now, except for last week, we have a voicemail. This one's about a minute and a half, but well worth it.
Yes,
all right?
good one.
It's good, very funny. He says his name, and here we go.
Hey guys, Mike Bruce here. Never called the hotline, and I thought this was a cool opportunity to give it a whirl. I look at it like HA, like instead of like AA for Alcoholics Anonymous, this would be like Honeymooners Anonymous because we're so addicted to it. So this is very cool. Sometime when I go down to Jersey, I mean, my mother and father, they were there. But sometime when I go down to Jersey, it'd be great. We'll have to do lunch, catch up, whatever. I can bring the Honeymooners board game. With this, it'd be a great time. But this is cool. I'm calling for the first time, and just want you guys to know it's Christmas time, so I am calling, leaving this voicemail free of charge. Because obviously I want to be like Norton. Norton was such a giving soul. I mean, for a man that, let's face it, he probably made, $450 an hour, I would say, evaluating people's antique furniture. For him to do it free of charge, oh my God, the love for Alice and Ralph. Not to mention the year before, they brought them to a World Series baseball game. So I'm sure Ed had been sitting around, thinking, what can I do to outdo that to show my love? And to investigate their furniture free of charge is just, I can't even stand it. Please, just somebody give him the Nobel Peace Prize, or it's just unbelievable the man would do that free of charge. All right. Anyway, guys, we'll do this again soon. Let's talk. Let's do lunch sometime. Honeymooners roll. RX.
I loved it how he just snuck in RX at the end.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, I'm like, does he say RX at the end? And I just love it. Yes. That's Mike Bruce. I told Louie before the show, what a great voice.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a great voice.
Great voice.
This guy, you know what? He should just take my place because of me just stammering all the time. He was beautiful. He was crisp and concise, and he was funny.
And he's funny.
And, so thank you, Mike, man. We appreciate it.
Very good.
Very good voicemail.
Good voicemail.
Very good voicemail. All right, so we are going to get into our next thing. And this thing, we have been doing this for a while, and it is for our weekly thing. And, of course, I forgot to have it ready.
So?
Of course. So, of course, I have to wait to get it. And
it's coming.
Oh, my goodness. What is...
It's on the board. It's somewhere.
It's got to be on there, right?
Yeah.
It has to be. What's that sound? Whatever.
No.
Many faces.
What's that sound?
Yeah, what's that sound?
haven't
Where
done
is
that.
this thing? Let me see. And here it is. Okay, I found it.
Okay, good.
But Louis, I know Louis said this before before we went on the air. He was like, nobody said anything about his.
As I said, Joe, you're not too old to learn something. Today I learned something.
You learned something.
That everybody in this podcast has a jealous nature.
Why is that, Lou?
Not one person complimented me on my Carlos Sanchez imitation.
The last two?
Which
well,
I,
they don't.
well,
They haven't heard this one yet.
they didn't heard this one yet.
Yes, but the last one,
The
it
last
was fantastic.
Great. That was great. I'm not one of us. We're like low on self-esteem. We don't pat ourselves on the back.
No, we're hoping that somebody else
will.
will.
That's like I'm reaching now. Like I thought it was pretty good. That's Charles Dusty on that hall.
Dusty on that hall.
Oh God!
But here we go.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Come
So
back to
please,
our-
somebody say
just-
something nice about Louis' intros, will you?
It's-
But now,
Humor me.
Here we go for episode number 88, and I think you all know what it is.
Verily. The Honeymooners podcast knights the full-grown nut of the week. Aren't you lucky?
Who's the lucky one today? Everybody's always wondering, what do you have to do to become full-grown nut of the week? And there is no special thing you have to do.
No, there's no.
Everybody is different.
Yeah.
There's different reasons why each person becomes full-grown nut of the week.
Yeah.
Some of them are actual nuts.
Nuts, yeah.
Where they're just insanely crazy and fans of the show. And some of them are a little bit different.
Yeah.
And this week's full-grown nut of the week is JP. Yep, absolutely. Our pal, JP Lesser. We could say his name because he's all over Facebook.
Yeah.
JP is a pal of ours who we've hung out with. Me and JP went to the same high school
together.
We didn't even know. And he came to my show that I had
That's where I
locally
met him.
back in July.
Joe's show.
Yep.
And then my famous meeting with him in the barber shop.
In the barber shop.
Totally the most random thing that could happen associated with this show.
Absolutely.
And
especially because we met him at the show.
Joe.
Then you got to know him. Louis was there.
Yeah.
And then, what was it, a couple weeks later?
Maybe 2 weeks later. Maybe 2 weeks later. Here we are in the barber shop together. And, of course, we're like, just shave? No, just a haircut? No, just a shave, because
you got to do the lines.
You got to do the lines
Especially
right
if
there.
you see another nut, you know what I mean?
Like Esquire, blah, 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 blah.
Esquire.
You had to go through the whole thing.
Yeah, this man's place of business. And JP, when we were all hanging out at the show, he brought like this what was it? The board game?
The board game?
Yeah, and
The lunchbox.
The lunchbox. I mean, that's like it's a great thing, and I have it.
Yeah, and I got the board game.
You know where that lunchbox is?
Where?
It's hanging in my bedroom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my bedroom has my wife's bedroom. I can't say it's mine, but I have a Joe Namath plaque,
right?
And I have a Honeymooners lunchbox on the wall.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Talk about wearing the pants in this family.
That's right.
These are the biggest things I've ever
gotten into.
But JP, he's also just a great guy.
Great guy. And his father,
his pop, absolutely.
Hal, who emails me once in a while. Hal, great guy.
Absolutely. We're both, JP is definitely the full-grown nut of this week.
This week, yeah.
And definitely both of them are worthy for sure.
Yes.
I don't know which one of these guys wouldn't be worthy, And I'm pretty sure JP, once he hears about this, is going
to How else would you react? I would.
And I know he's probably thinking even about his pop.
Yeah.
Must be one of those nuts.
Exactly. Because, we always said the same thing.
He always looked like some kind of nut to me.
And we know JP, he's a humble guy.
Yes.
I wonder, am I worthy of such an honor?
All right, but listen, JP,
he went,
our pal,
he
without
did.
a doubt, worthy. And we're bringing this right back. We took 1 week off because we did our best of last week.
Now we're back in
the groove. Full-grown nut of the week.
He passed right through the board of nuts.
Oh my God!
Right through the board of nuts.
They almost laughed at us. Like, really? You brought this to us?
Yeah.
Of course.
They
almost kind of told us you don't even have to come to us with these kind of guys.
Yeah, just go. Just go. Just do your thing.
And then they're like, make sure next week you come to us to make sure.
We will never keep the board of nuts out of this, out of the loop.
You can't.
The board of nuts is part of this.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So.
Dusty on that hole?
Yes, it's Dusty on that hole. And here's something we just want to run. We're going to give our 2 cents about this.
Yeah.
When this is recorded, which is January 25th, 2022, the big thing in the last week or two is that supposedly CBS is going to be rebooting The Honeymooners as a sitcom, female-based or something like that. I'm here to tell everybody we got to calm down. All right? Because, first of all, it's... me and Lou, we were talking about this a little bit, and they've been trying to do this for years.
Yes.
But now with how news spreads and people can, spread information back and forth, through social media, they tried to do with the Odd Couple in the early 80s.
Yeah.
With Lamont from Sanford and Son and Ron
Damon
Glass.
Wilson and Ron Glass from Barney Miller.
They tried to do an Odd Couple then. They've been trying to do these reboots forever. I kind of told Lou, I said, listen, what made these great shows what they are was all about timing. It happened organically, and when it comes to the Honeymooners, it's about the time that it came out, the characters that they made, and the people playing these characters. You know, you could sit there and be like, we're going to make another Honeymooners. It's not going to be anything like it because everything about it happened it all organically happened, and it worked because of the time. Now, it lasted for the last 65 years because it's phenomenal.
Well, but also it's Gleason and Carney. I mean, I don't care what you could do those skits verbatim.
Yeah.
Black and white, exact set.
Yeah.
I don't care. You could have the two greatest actors in the world. It's not working.
I know.
It's not Gleason and it's not Carney.
It's not. You know,
I don't care what you do, who you put up there.
It doesn't matter. And so, like I told Lou, I said, listen, you know, I became, in the last couple of years, I became a big Beatles fan. If a new group came out, they said, listen, we're going to be doing all songs just like the Beatles. Are they going to be the biggest band in the world?
No.
No,
they're not.
Because it happened already, and it happened organically. And then we were saying, like, Sinatra didn't say he was going to be, I'm going to be the first Sinatra.
Yeah.
He was just himself. These guys, it happened organically, and you had great writers and a perfect time. Television with it has infancy, and this, along with a couple other shows, just took it and blew it up to where television became the biggest thing. And the thing is, it's still as good as it was 65
years
ago.
So there's two things I think out there where the TV show is better than the movie. Got The Odd Couple
and MASH. I never saw the movie MASH.
I can't say I did either.
Right.
But I just know that you're not going to get better than two guys on TV. Although Alan did have different partners along the way, but still.
Right.
But still, because MASH lasted so long.
Yeah.
Got a little ridiculous at the end, like they all do, but because they just run out of stuff.
Right.
The Odd Couple, I mean, you got Jack Klugman and Tony Randall. I mean, come on.
No, like, why bother?
And like you said, you try to do it again with Damon Wilson and Ron Glass.
And then
when you look at them, they're kind of like matched
Can
evenly.
I ask you? Do you know? I would guess that Damon Wilson played.
Oscar.
He
Yeah,
had
because,
to.
because Ron Glass
was
like
always
that
very
classy.
Yes.
Classy.
Even when he was on Barney Miller,
Barney Miller, he was the same way, like very neat. You
Yeah.
know, just like he was like the Tony Randall. I'm not Tony Randall. He was the Felix Unger of Barney Miller. It was, So the characters kind of fit, but it's too difficult a task to take on.
No,
you can't do it. Even a secondary character like Murray. You're not going to get anybody better than Al Molinaro. You're not.
You're trying to recreate lightning in a bottle.
Yes.
And not just like fly-by-night type of thing. You know, these shows, they were lightning in a bottle, but they were fantastic. And lightning in a bottle usually means it's a flash in the pan and it goes away.
Right.
This was lightning in a bottle because everything was perfect at the perfect time. And so everybody just calm down. There's nothing's going to happen. This show will probably never even get
bomb. Don't worry about it.
Everybody just calm down.
We're going to let this bomb and it'll go away. And we'll all just give the big woo.
Yes. Exactly. We wouldn't woo-woo that show.
Woo-woo that show.
Yes. So that was our little 2 cents.
Yes.
All right. One thing I wanted to read was one of our pals. He posted something, and I saved it because I had to. And it's very quick. All right. It's Chris. I don't see the name, and I apologize. I just see Chris, so I'm not sure his last name.
Okay.
But he posted on our thing
a
little while ago. He put, just listen to episode 28. Awesome stuff. Burt Wiedemeyer's house. Did you guys ever speculate as to what a, quote, two-tone kitchen is and why Ralph has seen so many of them
in his day?
I don't even know what a two-tone kitchen is.
Well, I'm just thinking things that are two-tone are you have like this wainscoting, one color on the bottom and another color on top. That's basically what two-tone is.
That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Like two colors.
Yeah, two colors. You know?
Right, like a light and a dark
light
color.
and a dark around the bottom, one color, and then above this certain point, you know, it's another color. That's I guess. But Ralph's seen tons of them in his life. I mean,
I love that.
But Birds was the most
Yes,
Tony ever saw.
The two Tonyiest.
That's the two Tonyest he's ever
kitchen
seen.
he's ever seen.
So,
But Chris, thank you, man.
Thank
It was
you.
so funny.
Great observation, Chris.
I was
that was
howling.
that was a really good observation.
I was howling. I thought it was so funny, man. But thank you.
You know, you're just talking about something like that
Yeah.
with this guy, Chris, picking this out. Now Dusty Outlet Hall.
Dusty, I know.
We think we go through things, and yet we're still missing things. I mean, we basically took that scene apart, and I guess we're more concentrating on he's a treasurer, and leave it there. The cattle get it,
Right.
and I heard him, and you know, and all those other things, and you dismiss that one little line.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, it's so ridiculous and classic in its own way, but yet pushed to the side like people don't even realize it.
No.
Like we didn't even realize it. This
No.
guy, Chris, brings it up. And,
Absolutely.
And now we're actually, hey, you know,
Yeah.
you got something.
Exactly.
Hey, this is very good.
Which is hey, this is very good. But that's where Ira's classic line is, we'll never run out of material. It's so true. I mean, and plus, it is nice having these maniacs who we really do adore, who help us out and they send us stuff. And
Speaking of Ira,
okay, oh boy, what happened?
you know,
what
it's
happened?
good. It's always good involving him.
Yeah,
he's
what
been
happened?
bombarding me with emails about
Okay.
Bill. He's got this fascination with Bill Davis. So, Ira, buddy, don't worry. We're gonna cover it. We're gonna cover the Bill Davis.
I saw
thing.
a little bit of that
because I
about
forwarded him on to Joe,
and
Chicago,
it was
and the
either
bus,
Chicago and
like
the bus, and maybe. And I love Louis' thought, like he could have been in Brooklyn the whole time. Well, how are you going to know back then?
Man, you don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't
lived 5 blocks away.
Yeah, exactly. What are you going to do? Look him up on Facebook?
So, Ira, buddy, we're gonna cover that because I love the topic.
About Bill Davis.
14 emails about Bill Davis. Well, that's our first inaugural full-grown nut of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to get into another a recent listener who started off by just hammering us when he first started the listening to us, and he just turned it all around and loves it. And I think because of our show, he's lost his mind, and he admits that because now he's watching episodes the way we watch it, and he's losing his mind.
Losing his mind about it, yeah.
So, but one of the things he asked, and it's a great question, and he said he was watching the Bensonhurst Bomber, and he said Bensonhurst Bomber starts out with Harvey and George. And he goes, how many episodes start out without any of the four main characters? Right. Okay, so me and Louis did an impromptu
one. Yeah.
We could be dead wrong on this. Not
dead wrong. We may have
be off.
We may have omitted a couple.
Yes, so we might have missed it.
Yeah, we're just going.
So we're going to ask you guys, help us out.
Right. If
Tell
you
us
think we
if
missed
we're
anything.
Right. Here we go. So in other words, we found 6 episodes
that we think
that are the only ones that start out without, like, even if it's just for a couple of seconds where they're the ones. And in other words, the 4 main
one of the
episodes,
4 have to be in it. They could be in it
when it
without,
starts.
Right, when it starts.
Right.
The opening scene.
Yep.
Opening scene. One of the 4 has to be in it.
Right.
Doesn't matter who else is in with them.
When you first turn it, like, in other words, it doesn't have to be the first whole scene. It's just the first thing you see.
The first thing you see.
It's not one of the 4. Okay? So we have number 1, Funny Money.
Funny Money.
Which, of course,
with
Boss, and August Gunther,
August Gunther and his skinny tea. Oh, his wife beater. Oh, it's great.
It's absolutely,
it's
and
Ziggy.
that's actually, think about it. That's probably what, a 3-minute scene or 4-minute scene.
Yeah, it's actually pretty long. It's actually pretty long to leave them guys out.
To have none of the main 4 characters in it.
Yep,
it's the whole scene actually.
Yes,
the whole scene. Without it, and of course, why don't you shut up?
So, and then he's on the phone with the lady.
Phone,
Thanks,
a
sister.
lot, sister.
So that takes a while. He's on the phone.
Absolutely.
And of course, when you're on the phone with somebody, you always have to repeat. It's just the way you do it on, to get us to know what we're talking, what they're talking about.
Exactly.
So it's a nice conversation on the phone with sister and
with sister. Thanks a lot, sister. Apparently, he didn't know that his own sister lurked at the place.
At the Gotham bus company. And lost and found.
So we got Funny Money.
Yes.
Number 2, the golfer.
The golfer.
Yes, because it starts out with Frank Marth as one of the
Riley or Cassidy or
I think it's Riley. Yes, I think it's Riley.
He's
and
Riley,
then
Cassidy
comes in, and he says, "Hey, did you hear blah blah blah? Who? Ralph Cramden."
Yeah.
Yes. So that's number 2. Head of the house starts out with the questioning photographer,
Dick Prescott,
which is
on
what
the
I
street, and
started
the people
with.
are walking by him.
People are walking by.
Two
right.
girls walk by, and then I think Victor Rendine is one of the guys that walks by.
Who's like flying by,
Flying
like,
down the street,
he's
yeah.
power walking.
Yeah, really,
power walking with a hat and a trench coat.
Yeah, probably looked at his watch like one of them old things. Like, I'm in a hurry.
I'm in a hurry.
I must look at my watch as I'm
I
walking.
have to show you. I have to show you my watch. Nope, I gotta go. See, my watch. It's broken. That's why I gotta go get it fixed.
It's like the scratching the head when you're thinking.
Yeah, when you're
it's just
thinking.
one of those things.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta go. Yeah, he does that.
I think I don't know if he looks at his watch or not, but it's funny to look. I'm gonna go back and look and see if he actually does it.
Oh, that's great. So head of the house is
Okay,
number
so
3.
head of the house.
Number 4, the $99,000
answer.
That
Opens up
starts with Herb
Mr. Parker and Herb.
Yep. Herb Norris.
Herb Norris and Mr. Parker.
Parker. That's a good trivia question. I wouldn't have.
I'll ask you later. You'll probably blow it.
Yeah, exactly.
Dusty on that hole.
It's very dusty on that hole today. So
I think we got to stop filming this or stop recording the show in the hallway.
We should just do it in the studio.
In the studio.
Bring the equipment in here. So that's number 4, the $99,000 answer. Number 5, the Safety Award.
Safety Award, yeah.
Safety Award starts with the Frank Marth, and Charlie.
The
interview
and the photographer. Charlie the
photographer. Right.
As they're waiting for Ralph to come out of the front of the building
right.
of the Gotham
to
bus
take a
stop.
picture
Take
of
a picture of him.
And of course he can't act natural.
Yeah, no,
for
he's got to do
anything.
his thing. He's got to pose.
Yes, he's posing. Yeah. And number 6 is Bensonhurst Bomber. Which is what Richie the Mole pointed out
to us.
So we counted 6 out of the 39 that the first people you see are not one of the main 4.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody wants to chime in,
please,
yeah,
please do.
All right.
Like I said, we did this off the top of our heads, and we know how that usually works out.
Yes.
Never that accurate.
Yes.
So.
Yes. All right. So now we have that out of the way. Now we are going to get into it's the last part of the show, but we have 3 of them. We just felt like, you know what, today is the day.
It's a good day for
Hell yeah, finally, hell yeah. The Honeymooners podcast now presents Ad Lib or Not an Ad Lib. That is the question.
Thank you, Dave Ingram, my pal,
Ingram,
who is on the mend. He's my rock star pal out in Copenhagen, and he had gotten some work done. He's got a new cheekbones. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
He went under the knife, and he's doing well. And
good for Dave.
Yes.
Hope it didn't affect his voice.
Yes, I know. If it is, we're done with him.
We're done with him. Dave, thanks. And be like, really? Hell yeah, hell yeah.
All right. So we are going to do ad lib or not to ad lib, and we're just feeling it today. We're doing 3 of them.
Yeah, 3.
We're doing 3. Okay.
We were just mentioning them to each other. We just started rattling them off. Hey, how about this one? Hey, how about this one? So
absolutely.
Joe said, hey, let's do them all.
And the first one was pointed out to me by, again, Richie the Mole on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And it is from Unconventional Behavior.
Yes.
And it's when they're in the train.
In the train. Everyone knows the scene.
Yep. And here we go.
I wonder what went wrong. Well, I guess we'll just have to sleep with our jackets on. Now get in there! Want to give it another boom? Get in there.
Get in there.
All right. Did you guys hear it? Want to give it another boomf.
Want to give it another boomf.
Here, I'll play it again real quick.
Now get in there! All right. Want to give it another boom? Get in there.
All right. What a great find for an ad lib or not to
Yeah.
ad lib. Because it's like he says, get in there.
Get in there.
Then he goes, you want to give it another
No
boom?
boom.
And he repeats it.
Right.
So that's why I believe it's just he could have just walked in, after he could have just got in there when he said got in there.
Right.
But I think our Carney gave it the old, you want to give it another boom?
Yeah.
And Gleason just said, get in there.
Get in there.
Because he was just frustrated.
That is the next line anyway, right?
That is the
next
next line.
So he just did it, and then he did it again.
Then he did it again.
So, which is fine.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
almost
fine
like
'cause it
Art
worked.
Carney just thought of it and said, hey, you know what? I'll give it a shot,
Get up there. Get up there.
Get up there.
Get up there. So, when we were discussing this, whether it is or it isn't, Joe, what do you think it is? Do you think?
I think it's
you think it is?
absolutely
You think
an
all right,
ad-lib.
so you're 100%.
I think it's
ad-lib.
absolutely
Okay,
an
I'm
ad-lib.
kind of swaying that way too.
Okay.
But we were discussing when Joe was putting this together. That I said, Joe, do you feel like this whole scene in the car there, in this train car, was a lot of ad lib to begin with? That they gave them some freedoms in there to do, because I mean it's really hard. Remember, this is a physical scene.
Yes.
So it's really hard to script a physical scene like that.
Yeah.
Where there's things they probably say, okay, this is what we're going to do, and then you just go with it.
Yeah, but there's a couple of them you could
Like you're
tell.
knocking my teeth out, and you're breaking my arm.
Yes.
Like, when he hits.
I think they had, just like in the bachelor party scene, now that was much easier to kind of give them the freedom to do
because
lines, because it's like
You're
it's
just
nonsense.
sitting there and
it's a bunch of drunk guys.
Yeah, bunch of
battling.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
This, I mean, if you think about it, the bulging eyes, the giving of the mushroom. I mean the
marshmallow.
The marshmallow. That would be a different episode if you gave him a mushroom. You give him the marshmallow. First of all, he walks in with the false face.
Yes.
Scares him. Trying to give me a heart attack. Then with the actual handcuffs. Now, you figured the handcuffs, they have to put them on the correct hand. So I think that's why Ralph says, is that Alice?
And he walks
by and then turns. It was a very natural way to try to get into the right position.
Right, getting them on the
And
right
I think
the
everybody knows
proper
this.
side. Everybody knows. Yeah,
everybody knows this. I think that, think about it. I don't see a lot of main stuff that I believe was ad-libbed. Like the marshmallow. What are you trying to do?
No, that stuff. I'm talking about other things like the physical part of it. When we were going through the physical part with the on in the bunks.
Yes, because I think when he grabs the mask.
Oh, that's hysterical.
To me, it's almost the funniest thing in the whole thing.
When he says, get up there, and Ralph, he just grabs the mask and shows Ralph the mask. And it's if you're not paying attention to that, I guess people, all of us that are listening to this podcast, you would think everybody has caught that.
Of course.
Because of who we are.
Yeah.
But newer people to the Honeymooners, you're not going to catch it because you're not looking for that.
Right. You're just you're enthralled in what they're doing. Like you're still like recuperating from what just happened. You know what I mean? Comedy wise.
Yeah.
Because right now you could sit there and go, was that an ad-lib?
Ad-lib.
I believe the mess was an ad-lib, without a doubt.
He just saw it, and just Art Carney seeing this opportunity, seizing this opportunity, sees that mask laying there, and just picks it up and shows it to Ralph again.
And the way he does it too, it's hard to explain.
You can't.
How do you replicate his physicality? You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
You just can't. You can't.
It's impossible. Yeah. So we're both. I'm in the 1,000 percentile of that, and you think
I'm thinking it.
I'm
thinking it is. Yeah, pretty much. If you said to me, vote, I would say yes.
Yeah. Maybe we're gonna have to. You know what? Maybe we'll do that scene one day. Maybe we'll do that scene.
Yeah,
because without giving too much, we might be able to start doing on occasion some episodes with cameras and with the scene. In the and then we'll be able to put it on YouTube. So in other words, we're working on that. So it won't be every week, but we'll have a couple of weeks where we're like, look, we got a couple of big scenes we want to go over.
Yeah,
and we'll be able to do it with us and also on the screen the scene that we're playing,
which is good when you're like now we're just doing audio and trying to describe
and most people that are listening can totally picture it.
They can picture it, which is good. I mean, that's our audience. So,
that's good. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the maniacs.
They know. They know. Oh, they know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if their corns tell them to use the Ouija board, but they know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, and these next two, are quick ones with Ralph, and they're both him overreacting to Alice while he's already fuming.
Yeah.
All right, and this one is from the Alice and the Blonde. It's at the end when Alice is being all like, "Hey, you slay me," and she blows smoke in his face with the cigar.
Yes,
the cigarette, and here it is.
I won't be gone long, killer. I call you killer 'cause you slay me.
And I'm calling Bellevue 'cause you're nuts. Come on here. Now look, Alice, you're doing something and I want to know what it is.
What do you mean, Ralph?
You know what I mean. Smoking that thing, acting like this. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just trying to be the kind of woman you admire, Ralph.
What do you mean, the kind of woman I admire?
There you go.
Look out now.
Oh, look out now.
I saw the kind of woman you admire, Ralph. I watched you.
Okay.
And of course, right at that moment, in that pause, she blows the smoke right
in his face.
Oh, and he cocks back. And he's like, "Oh, look out now." And what do you think, Lou?
Oh, definitely ad lib.
Yeah.
And I also think the blowing of the smoke. Now, we were discussing before when we were setting this up, and I said to Joe, "Joe, do you think?" Now we know that Gleason didn't practice with them,
right?
Do you think when the other characters were practicing, and they said who was ever standing in for Ralph was
during rehearsal,
said to her, "Hey, why don't you blow smoke in Ralph's face, and we'll see
what Gleason does.
Yeah, what Jackie's gonna do,
right? Because you don't have to write that. Like, obviously Gleason looks at the script, like right before he goes and does his thing. Yeah. But you don't have to write that.
You have to write that. No,
she's got the verbiage.
Just right there, ready.
And then, hey, you know what? After you say that, blow smoke
in his face, and we'll see how he reacts.
I want to believe that.
I would love to believe it. I want to believe it too.
And it's now reality for me. It happened.
It happened.
That's what I'm thinking just for me. Santa Claus is real, and that happened. Absolutely. And what a great reaction.
Yeah. Oh,
look out.
Oh, look out now.
Because almost like it pissed, it really angered Ralph, almost like it would anger Gleason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think because Alice is ready to go into a line.
Yes.
She's starting her line.
Yes.
And that's when he hits with the look out now.
Yeah.
And I just hope it's set up the way we just said it, that they told Alice, Audrey Meadows, listen, Audrey, when you get to this part, blow smoke in his face. We want to see what he says and how he reacts.
Right. And what even one better? What if it was just Audrey? What if it was
she
her
just did
that
it?
She did it. That would, to me, equally as good.
Oh, yeah.
Although it would be so cool to know that everybody knew,
just waiting for it, in on it, except
just to give him that freedom to react.
And, of course, he reacts.
He did it. So great.
Only Gleason could react.
Yeah, exactly.
And it becomes classic.
Yeah. They would never be able to do that in a reboot.
No.
How about that, kids?
No way. Yeah.
I'm going to keep bringing it up for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, try that one. Roll that one around your mouth.
Yes. So that is we're both in
the camp. That's the same camp as being 100% ad lib and a great ad lib. Great. Yeah. And John, it was interesting you just made that point and you said that maybe Audrey Meadows did it on her own. That would even be just as funny.
Yeah. Either story is I'm
fine. We're fine with either way.
One. Yeah, absolutely.
Because he would get. We've discussed this before, saying that if anybody had a carte blanche besides Gleason, it would be Art Carney and Audrey Meadows.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that would fly if she wanted to do that. It was perfectly all right with him, and of course it got a laugh.
Of course it did.
So he's really fine with it. So he's got no problem. He's got
without
no
a
problem.
doubt. Oh God. And that's what's great because that's a real reaction.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
In the movie Goodfellas, you've seen Goodfellas. Well, in the scene when Big Paulie when he's talking to Ray Liotta, saying don't sell that the
drug,
the garbage.
The garbage, yeah.
He smacks him. Not in the script.
Not in the script.
So they said when Liotta looks at him, that was a real, genuine reaction.
Yep.
Same type of thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Of course, that was in a movie.
Yeah.
But this was, live on a stage.
On a stage.
Which is how my father would probably say. It's alive on a stage. Angelina should make it.
You're not going to do all of the tape.
All right. Our last ad-lib or not ad-lib for the day is from my favorite.
Oh, Joe's favorite.
Brother Ralph. At least in my top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
And this is when he is being told that he, now that, he doesn't have the job, right? That's the
I believe it's set up. Oh,
no, she says something about his pay.
Okay, that's what it is.
That's
yeah.
right. We all know she mentions how much he makes a week, and here we go.
Listen, Ralph, I did not spend that money on clothes, and you know it. Besides, how far do you think $62 a week will go?
Will you shut your big mouth and stop yelling my salary? I don't want the neighbors to know how much I'm making.
$62 a week. $62 a week. $62 a week.
Will you stop that? I don't want my salary to leak out.
Your salary couldn't drip out. Now listen, Ralph.
Oh, you're flirting with death.
And end scene. Yeah. And of course, it's you're flirting with death.
You're flirting with death.
And it's got to be
because again, Audrey starts her line.
She starts her line, and he interrupts
it
to get that line.
To get her
you're flirting with death.
Flirting with death.
And what's funny? I'll just kind of give you the background of this. Louis told me about it. He was like, "Yeah, that would be a good one." It took us like 20 minutes. We couldn't figure out what episode it was.
We didn't know what episode.
I had to Google it, and it happened to come up in a Google search where it was like, Flirting with Death from Brother Ralph. We went through like every
episode. We're like, no, that wasn't it.
That's not it. And yeah, we actually thought it was the one where he goes, look out now.
Look out now. We thought it was that. It was like, no, that's Look Out Now.
That's Look Out.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, this is like Joe's favorite episode.
Yeah, it's my favorite episode, and I could not think of it. But him flirting with death.
Oh, it's great.
100%.
And of course, the scene, Joe, with her when she's yelling $62 with the squinty eyes and screaming.
And she's screaming. And to me,
it's great.
I think Alice is the cutest in this episode. She's like if I was 15, I would have a crush on her. She was so cute and adorable, even though think about that. She was so cute and adorable, but strong, and tough, and almost like I don't want to say powerful because it wasn't. That's not. It's not that, but just strong and tough and absolutely adorable. She's the most adorable in all 39, right
there in that scene.
And that scene,
just
and
the way
the whole
she it's like girlish. She's very girlish.
She should be such a little girl, like a little smarty pants.
It's like a little temper tantrum from a kid.
From like a kid. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's great.
Oh God,
and it's just a great scene. Just him two in there.
Yeah, because it's a back and forth. It's a volley of rants. Actually,
Well, I think that's what gets all that pent up rage in him, where he says, "Oh, you're flirting with death."
Yes,
he's like, he's like really enraged.
Yes.
Like, why would you say that? Oh, you're flirting with death.
Yeah, because in this scene, he's just upset. First of all, he just lost he's laid off.
Yeah, laid off.
He's furious. He's upset. And she's parking out his thing right by the window. So, yeah, I think we're both in agreement that was absolute.
That's absolute. Yeah. So I think we're probably 3-0
I
today.
think so. I think
the three things we played are probably, we know two are definite. And the one is 99.99%.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
the ad-libs. And they're just so much fun.
Oh,
because they're
great.
It's and that's the thing. It's this tiny moment.
Yeah.
That before this podcast, we never appreciated.
No.
You know what I mean?
We did.
We're like laughing, and you go on, and now we're just like these little things, and I think that's what makes these shows so great.
Even going back to the Two-Tone Kitchen.
Two-Tone Kitchen. Chris.
It's here it is, just a meaningless line that basically has nothing to do with plot or anything.
All it's just Ralph continuing to do his schmoozing.
It's just schmoozing, like, oh man, like, just throwing accolades at everything.
She's beautiful, great
and
cookies,
the whole bit. Yeah, that's all it is. But think about it. I've seen a lot of two-tone kitchens in my life. Like,
I've seen a lot of two-tone kitchens in my day. What a great find by Chris.
Oh, great find. That was a good one.
And, of course, Richie the Mole, thank you again.
Yep, Richie.
Some great things. And, of course, with the 4 people in the first episodes, in the first scenes.
Yeah.
So those are our, that's always tough to say.
Our
ad-libs. Yeah. And if you guys want to chime in, I will put it up once the episode goes up. I'll say, hey, what'd you guys think of ad-libs? The 3 ad-libs, and I'll put them 1, 2, and 3. Boom, this one and that one. And you guys can obviously chime in and tell us what you think.
So we think on that.
All right?
Yeah.
And now we go to our Louie's favorite part of the show and my second favorite part of the show.
And now, Tom, who is our first guest, please?
Herp!
Our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our
courier from Parsippany, New Jersey, Joe Conti.
And, of course, I didn't do that right.
Is our
Courier from Parsippany, New Jersey. There we go. And
I want to see the expression on your face when you miss it.
I did that lady in the audience.
Yeah, I forgot that one.
That's okay. We're still working out kinks.
Yeah, we haven't done a regular show.
Yeah, really. So we've only been doing this 2.5 years.
Yeah, that's all.
So Joe
88 episodes.
So, of course, this question is prepared by Professor Walter Newman.
Yes.
I had a question before we used it. So it was actually Dick Prescott.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
How weird is that?
Yeah, that was
explain. I do my person that I do every beginning of the episode, and I'm running out of people, and I decided to pick Dick Prescott as all you Dick Prescotts of the world.
You were going to say, the questioning photographers
of the world.
And I said, Joe, that's
and then Louie's like, that's his trivia question.
For weeks,
so he had to go.
So I got to go another one. It's just like really a stupid one, but it's all I can think of.
Okay.
All right. From the babysitter.
Okay.
Which one week we're going to actually discuss the baby.
Yeah, because like you said.
there's a podcast out there, the Odd Couple podcast. Our good friend Ted and Garrett do the Odd. And with how their format is, they take an episode and they have a lot more to choose from. Obviously, the Odd Couple is on 5 years, I believe.
Yeah, 5 or 6 years.
And what they do is they just take apart an episode each week, and they just go on and whatever they do. We're going to do that 1 week, and I think we and Joe would decide we're going to use the babysitter because it's very flawed.
And that would be a good one to use for doing a video.
Yes, it would be good. So we're going to use that for the babysitter, and we're going to just go from top to bottom with it and just take it apart.
Yep,
this is good. We're going to try that 1 week.
Like you said, it's a great episode and flawed.
There's a lot of things going on in there. It's flawed.
Yep.
Good characters. It's got really good pace. And we're just going to try it. We're going to try it because,
absolutely.
And we'll see if it works out, which I think it will. I think it could not. We'll just do this as part of our thing 1 week.
Yeah.
We'll just take an episode
Yeah.
But we're going to still keep our regular format.
Absolutely.
With our skits and things
without
and
a doubt.
And bits and all that. What are we doing here? Oh, we're doing trivia.
Trivia.
I forgot.
Do you need to hear it again? Hold
no,
on.
I'm all right.
You sure? Okay. Sorry.
I'm trying to get one more. All right, Joe, in the babysitter, in the barber shop, 2 barbers. What's the name of one of them? They only mentioned one person's name. I believe Frank Marth mumbles it when he's getting off the chair.
Can you give me his first initial?
F.
Frank?
Yes.
Is it Frank?
It's Frank.
Okay.
I think Frank Marth mumbles it when he's getting off the chair.
Oh, like thanks, Frank?
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, Frank or something like that.
Maybe he was just losing his mind and he was just talking to himself.
Or something, whatever.
He's talking to his real self.
That's right. Sid Raymond's next. Ooh, she's very good. Her name's Alice Cramden.
She's very good.
She's very good.
Very good.
It was Baby Huey at one time.
Oh, man. All right. Well, listen, that is our episode. Who can we thank? We got to thank, first of all, we have to thank Silk City Hot Sauce, right? It's our sponsor. Go to SilkCityHotSauce.com. Purchase some great hot sauce, and then go to the coupon code when you're purchasing it. Put RX in the coupon code and get yourself 15% percentage off of your order and get a free bottle of cherry sriracha. Who else do we thank? JP.
Yes, JP.
Full-grown nut of the week, without a doubt. Yeah. Well-deserved.
Well-deserved.
A
JP.
good pal.
Yes.
And one of the few full-grown nuts that we've actually met. And I went to high school with him. We never knew it. So thanks to him. Thanks to Richie the Mole.
Richie the Mole.
All right. Richie the Mole came
good
out.
Observations.
Yep.
Richie the Mole.
Chris on Facebook for our Two-Tone Kitchen.
Two-Tone Kitchen.
Our 2 new iTunes peoples.
Yeah.
Peoples. Did I say peoples? Yeah, peoples.
Yeah.
Our two new iTunes guys. And Michael Bruce. The great voicemail.
Yep.
And take it easy, all right? You're making me a little jealous because I was really enjoying listening to your voice, and it really annoyed me.
Now Joe's got to listen to his own now.
Yeah, now I have to listen to my own and be sickened even more. But thank you. And all of you guys, everybody who listens, who emails, comments on Facebook, and some of you special pals like we just mentioned, and of course some of the old members of the Full Grown Nut of the Week, and a bunch of you future Full Grown Nuts of the Week, of course.
It's growing.
Don't forget
this fraternity is growing.
It is.
It's growing.
It's exactly it. It's growing. Don't forget to share some of our episodes with your friends, and maybe some of our clips on YouTube. It's my YouTube page. So if you look for Joe Conti / The Honeymooners Podcast, that's mine and Louie's YouTube channel. And go on there and share some of the videos. We got like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, one of them is getting so many listens. I can't figure out I'll tell you right now, Lou. I was looking at the all the different information on it.
Yeah.
From around November 1st, it went at like 600, and then it just went skyrocketing.
Really?
Don't understand.
Going up.
It's going up. It's going up. And then, of course, we want to thank our wonderful Facebook group, the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge, with Joy and Brother Norton. And get my 1-hour comedy album called Happiness. You can download it anywhere you get your music or comedy. You can either pay for it or you can just get it for free and listen to it. It's my first one after 10 years of doing comedy. And I guess that's it, right?
Should be it.
That's it. Number 88 in the books. For me and Louie, we say we'll see you next time.
E pluribus raccoonum. Night all.
RX. Goodbye, Mr. Crandon. I'll be seeing you.
I'll be seeing you. Irving Kale and Sammy Fain, 1938.
Oh, Mr. Crandon, it's all over now.
It's all over now. Basie Simon, 1927.
No, good night, Mr. Crandon.
Good night. There were 2 songs, Good Night. It was Good Night, Irene, written by Lomax and Ledbetter. Good Night, Sweetheart, written by Rudy Valley and Ray Noble.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.